Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, here we go. It is the Wednesday KVJ After the Show podcast. Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Hello.
Are you sexual?
Yeah, Jaybird's first complaint today. That song was playing before we came on the regular show, and that line came up, and somebody's like, why is your music so dirty?
They weren't kidding either. They weren't trolling. They were being serious.
Odd.
Yes. They go, why are you guys playing the word sexual at 6 o'clock in the morning where kids can hear that? I go,
They don't have a problem with big dick energy, but they have a problem with the Backstreet Boys saying sexual?
They probably don't even know
Well, they
what
say
that
big,
means.
big energy. I mean, it sounds like they are saying dick, but, you know.
Yeah.
Dick.
They don't know that.
Oh, it's dick.
The one part, he does go, are you sexual? In a real sexual tone.
Are you mad at him too?
No, not at all. I thought it was hilarious. I was getting a complaint. We haven't even cracked a microphone yet.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is good. We haven't spoke a word yet, and the complaints are rolling in.
Well, welcome to the KVJ show.
Well, I asked Big D, I go, Denny's, I go, what's this person talking about? I go, are we playing something with the word sexual in it? And he turned up the volume. He goes, oh, yeah. And then, are you sexual?
KVJ, they'll piss you off before they've even cracked the mic.
That's fucking impressive.
It is pretty good. It's pretty good to get a complaint before you even hit the show.
But I didn't say nothing.
Didn't have to. JC Chavez did.
What's his name?
JC Chavez?
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z. No, is it JP Chavez?
Chavez.
I think that's the wrong band.
JP Chavez.
Fuck.
Not that he's not sexual, but
I don't know the difference between Backstreet and NSYNC. You could quiz me for our lives. If Tara said, you all get it if Bird doesn't go 5 out of 5, Backstreet versus NSYNC and saying what band was what.
good as dead.
You guys are fucked.
Yeah, so we started with a raunchy Backstreet Boys song, and then we ended with a chiropractic orgasm.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I had emailed that Dr. Alessandra Colon. She is on Crack Addicts, which is a TLC show. A wrap-up tonight at 10 o'clock. She's out of Palm Beach Gardens. She's a chiropractor, and she came right on, and played a clip with all the cracking, and she was like, oh yeah, she's like, that just is my chiropractic orgasm. I was like, hey now. She's like, she emailed me, she's like, I didn't know. I was kind of second guessing myself after I said that. I thought maybe I was a little too far. I'm like, nah.
Not for this show.
Nah, we're good.
We're known for our overly sexual.
Yeah, and of course, anytime we have somebody, of course she's on TV. She's very attractive.
Okay, I'm looking at her picture right now.
And so, all the horn dogs in the chat room.
Yeah.
Like, she's single. What's going on?
I know. They're real subtle in the chat room.
They were
I'd like her to crack me.
Yeah.
I got something she can crack.
She's going to have all these guys try to get adjusted pantsless.
Well, I had messages immediately from my friend, and he's like, hey, I'm going to call that doctor. What's her name? I want to go get cracked.
Well, then she said the term orgasm, and that just got the whole the
just,
dogs are barking.
And what did she say? She's tiny but mighty. Was that what it was?
Oh, they love it.
And
The chat room was.
I mean, there was just digital orgasm.
Yeah.
The digital boner was going on. So everybody's into that. So. Yeah, she's fun. She's cute. You can watch the show on the 3 episodes they have posted. That's the thing that's nice about, man, do you remember the days we actually had to watch shit live? It's crazy.
There's something that's lost with that. There's a
watch
magic behind that.
certain things like I'm watching live are really like Housewives reunions. They're so heated and dramatic. It's fun to watch them live.
And just like that, Virginia fucked up the conversation.
Vanderpump reunion. Oh my gosh. Part 3 is this week, Kevin, and it is so heated and it's so fun to watch live.
There are certain things, though, that there is an excitement for it being live. I kind of didn't hate waiting for Succession on Sunday nights.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of a...
There is an argument about that, and they are finding that, and that's been kind of the debate, because Netflix, when they first dropped, they started doing, all this kind of stuff where it was like they dropped the whole season and they found out that, you know what, maybe people do kind of like the anticipation of one episode a week.
I kind of would binge watch a whole season in a day or two and kind of be depressed. I watched all that stuff
and ignored
Yeah,
everything in
right.
my life.
And then on top of it, well, I love Cobra Kai, but then it's over and I have to wait another fucking year for it. So you kind of come real quick and that's about it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Thank you.
When you could maybe Kama Sutra that ass.
Yeah.
Edge yourself.
Edge yourself. Edge yourself with the content instead of just blowing it all over the place.
Yeah. Remy does have a point. Yeah, the issue is commercials if you have regular TV. And yeah, I can't sit through a show that has regular commercials. Anything that I want to watch that's kind of live, I turn on the TV and I let it play for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and then I start watching and then fast forward the commercials. I just feel like such a slug, and it's such a monumental waste of time to sit through 5-6 minute commercial breaks.
It does suck. I hate commercials.
Yeah. No,
You're
it's
right.
Kind of crazy. Not something I'm into.
It's not the norm. I don't always want to watch commercials. It depends on what we're watching. If it's like a sporting event or something that's kind of a get together, hey, come on over, Virginia. Hulk Hogan's wrestling the zombie of Andre the Giant, robbing some people over. That's where this one.
That would be a good pay-per-view.
That'd be a fun live event.
Yeah. TV wise, a couple things going down. Tonight, you got the Miami Heat. They are on against the Denver Nuggets. This game is going to be in Miami, tied 1 game apiece. Also, want to give a shout out to Florida State. We got to do that now. The women's softball team is going to be playing for the national championship.
They're doing great.
They are doing really well. I mean, to get there now, they're playing Oklahoma, that is on a historic run on how many championships they've been winning over the last pretty much 5 to 10 years. So they are the underdogs by far. This Oklahoma team just hits like crazy. But, tune that in. You can support the Knowles, if that be your thing.
I wonder if I threw you my Tiny Dancer, Virginia, if you would hit it. Or would you rip
Baseball?
my softball?
Softball.
I wonder if you'd rip my titties.
I hope I'd rip your titties.
You're a decent athlete.
You know how to
got a
pitch a softball?
I do.
Okay, underhand?
I do. But I can do fast pitch.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
You got a decent titty target over there. Let me take a knock at him.
Yeah, I know. I've grown a couple bigger jugs in my day. I get it. I gained a little weight. I'm working on it. I got titties right now.
Another quick note. Extraction 2 is going to start streaming on Netflix on Friday.
Extraction 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it's about a really intense dentist. No, it's not.
What is that? Extraction 2.
Chris Hemsworth. The original is pretty solid. It's been years now since it was on, so I might have to try to watch that before this weekend just to kind of get caught back up on what that whole movie's about. This has probably been 3 years since they had the first Extraction, but he's a big blockbuster star. It's a Netflix movie, and the first one was really good. So
You and Hemsworth?
I think he's cute. I think he's attractive.
He don't tickle that
He
thing?
doesn't make me get the vapors, as you call it.
yeah,
But, I mean, he's good looking. I can appreciate it.
He's a built dude, man.
yeah, no doubt. He's super jacked and in phenomenal shape.
Try to cuddle with him, you'll break an elbow. He's too cut.
He is kind of big. He's intimidatingly big. And he's different from like a Jason Momoa, who's also big. But Momoa comes with that exotic look. And you're like, oh, yeah, daddy. Hemsworth's a little boring.
Me and Kevin talked about it. You got to stop saying the word daddy. You even texted. She texted that to me last night. It's
Daddy?
awful. Yeah. I asked her if she had any orange juice she could bring in. Hold on. What did she fucking... Yeah, I go, okay, will you please bring the balloons in too? We're just talking about for some props for the show. And she goes, sure, Big Daddy.
Hey.
Sorry, I was a couple margaritas in.
Don't call me Big Daddy. That's very inappropriate. I'm not.
Don't be a little bitch.
If HR is listening, I am doing an audio complaint right now.
All right, rat.
I also did get some emails. We were talking about Pete Davidson and his voicemail he left. PETA came after him because he bought a dog and didn't go rescue one. And look, I get it. And you can have your own feelings about that. And look, my son Colin kind of got on his twin, Caitlin, when she went and purchased a dog rather than rescuing, because he has a dog too.
He got mad at her.
And I get it. Look, I understand. I get the reasonings behind it. And I'm not saying in their feelings, yeah, if you're PETA, you should probably want people to do the rescue program and all that. I get it. Their approach is just always fucking terrible. Like, they're just so annoying. And some of the comments that we got, one from the 305, because they blasted him. And, he called and said, hey, look, I needed a certain kind of dog, allergies. My mom's dog just died. So basically, fuck off and suck my dick, I think is what he said. It was bleeped out.
Yeah, he did. It was pretty good.
And one text said, sorry, PETA, you are wrong. I did the same because my husband was highly allergic to our previous dog who was rehomed. Now we have a mini schnauzer who does not shed and my son and husband are not allergic to. So there are some people kind of calling them out on because they came back and were saying, you're not right about that, blah, blah, blah.
PETA don't give a fuck. They just love, they love the clicks and they love the fact that they're getting their name out there.
And now some other people are kind of coming back and saying, no. Jennifer sent us an email. She said, fuck PETA. Pete's right to come back at them. His money, his dog. He doesn't need their self-righteous input. Kevin's right. Nobody ever learned anything by being shamed. And that's my point with PETA. It's like, you're not getting through to anybody. Everybody fucking hates you. They may actually be into your message, but your approach is freaking terrible, man.
Yeah, I guess they don't really give a shit. I'm not sure what their goal is. And maybe if you looked into it a little bit deeper, but yeah, they don't care that they turn people off.
And that's just it. They're not making any kind of imprint. I know I hate PETA because of their approach, and I probably agree with about everything they say, which is what's messed up. That's why I'm like, what are you doing, guys? I don't know why they decide to go about that route, and I guess they justify it, but it ain't gonna work with me. I'd be like Pete Davidson. It would just turn me in the opposite direction.
Gosh, man, I wish Kevin would take that rage and get in the booth and spit them rhymes against PETA. That would be so. The audience would love it. Chat room, wouldn't you love that? Hear Kevin do a battle rap against fucking PETA? She would blow up.
They deserve one. They really
do.
Yeah, because they're terrible in their approach. I just don't know why somebody didn't go in there and be like, hey guys, maybe we should handle this another way. But good luck. Let me see. Somebody sent in a comment for the totally screwed email that we had today from somebody with an AOL account. And by the way, people were blasting me like PETA. Warren, I'm like, who the fuck has an AOL account? I was in AOL.com. Warren said,
you had a tone about the AOL account.
I was like, really? AOL? Like, I had an AOL account. I think it was 93. Who the fuck still has AOL?
You were being a judgmental dick about AOL.
I was, because I'm like, because people were kind of coming down on it. They didn't know if it was real. I'm like, well, here's her. I wouldn't want to go out the whole email address. So I'm like, it's an AOL account. Like, so maybe she just has bad judgment. Being like, bad judgment. Warren said, yeah, AOL is $26.95, but they also have Norton antivirus with it. Okay, all right. So maybe that's why you get AOL. You're educating me on that. Maybe I had the wrong perception. Another person said for the totally screwed email, and if you missed it, by the way, she's kind of drifting away from her husband. They're on the process of getting a divorce, I think is where they were. I think it's her soon-to-be ex. And then she got bored and lonely, and she banged his identical twin brother.
He was living in the house, which I find a little odd, too.
So does that mean you have identical cocks?
Don't know. How many?
I feel like you want to do the work.
Do you have?
Well, the same thing with vagines. If you're an identical twin and you're females, do you guys... To the T, up from the lips to the clits. Are we talking the same identical look, or is those things different?
If there's any twin girls who believe in science that want to come in here and show us,
you don't even have to show us. But if you are identical twins, are your private parts identical?
That's a great question. I imagine you're right. Yeah. So hey, if you can jump back on your AOL account and send us another email, I'd love to know. But then, so she got with the identical twin brother and then went back and had a night of passion with the ex, and now she's pregnant, of course, and she's like, okay, will I be able to find out with the paternity test? I don't think so. What do I do? Do I tell my ex-husband or soon-to-be that I also banged his identical twin brother without protection, as I did you? So she kind of dug herself a little bit of a hole that she's got to figure out some stuff now. But one person said for the Totally Screwed email, she may have an idea when she finds out how far along she is. If she knows when she ovulated, she may be able to narrow it down. Also, she is still technically married. She said soon to be ex-husband. I think that's how it was worded. In the state of Florida, if she is in Florida, they have a law where the husband has to be put on the birth certificate no matter who is the actual father. But in this case, she would never be able to know 100% because they share identical DNA. The husband, in the eyes of the law, is the father. I mean, that's, she's totally screwed. What a terrible, messy ass situation. That's crazy.
I'm also getting conflicting reports on identical twins' genitalia being identical.
Okay.
So many sources are saying they're going to be similar, very similar in size and in shape, but they're not going to be identical. And then according to another site that says they will be identical. So to Virginia's point, I think we need some identical twins to come in here.
It's about science, Kevin.
It always has been.
Jaybird gets a chance to stare at dick. And
I would love to look at some dick.
We can do vaginas too, Kev.
It's better if we look at dicks.
Well, let's do both. Let's hybrid this thing. Let's get both in here. Yeah, let's have a vagina and a peen.
Find out what's going on.
I think if people were willing and they gave consent, I think that would be a remarkable segment.
Yeah.
Because it's not sexual.
To compare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how would that work, Kev? Would we be allowed to show private parts if we had consent?
I think, you mean on YouTube? Is that what we're talking about? What platform? Yeah.
I don't think we'd be allowed to.
But there's so many titties and butt cracks and stuff on YouTube.
I know.
There is.
I know, but
I'm thinking on a science level here. This is not OnlyFans, the shit that Virginia's into that she wants to do. I'm trying to get down to science here. I think that would do very well.
Okay. Think so, huh?
Do we get identical twins to do this?
I think it's a long shot, but yeah, you can dream big.
Where would we put our naked content?
Yeah, I think OnlyFans. Virginia can finally get her OnlyFans going.
you can't put it on any of the legit sites because we're just too big of a corporation. Mm-hmm. You work for the man, son.
Yeah.
You got to toe the company line.
Yeah, that might be a dick too far.
The suits will come down on you faster.
Yeah.
Make your head spin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You
all
put
right.
what on what?
It's nice just to see where the line's at. You're right. I'm controlled by corporate restraints.
Yeah.
Conservative management. Sorry, brother.
Another interesting email here. Guess I'll leave their name out of it, but they said, I've been talking to this 44-year-old guy for a few months, a professional. He lives a few hours away, so for date 1, we met halfway. Had date 2 planned for last night. We texted and talked throughout the day, had a 3-minute call as I was getting on the road, and he said, are you wearing a sundress? Because he had suggested I wear it when we were having a sexy convo. And I said, no. And he said, oh, okay. That's okay. I said, can't wait to see you. And he's like, okay, yeah, me too. And then I get this text. It says, so here's the thing. And this is somebody from the 312.
What's 312?
The 312, no, the 321. 312 is, that's Chicago. Okay, maybe they have I don't know. That's Chicago area code. So maybe they're in around Chicago area.
Or maybe they're from there and now they're down here.
Well, it's so confusing, yeah, because people do keep a lot of numbers for a while, so you never know. It says, so here's the thing. You might want to turn around, and here's why. I'm very attracted to you, no doubt, but I also have been very transparent with you from the beginning of what I'm looking for. I don't sleep around with multiple people, and I thought we had that connection where it was more than just sex or sexting, but I see we're not on the same page. Most women get what they want out of dating. a man with dinner and gifts, etc. It says, but I don't have time to waste. Wait, let me see.
Is he mad that she's not wearing a sundress?
Yeah, it says, but when a man asks for something that might remotely mean something sexual, they play games. I'm not about games. I've made that crystal clear from the beginning. We're not on the same page about wants and needs, and that's okay. It really is. But I don't have time to waste, as you know, based on my schedule. So I don't want to waste my time or gas money on an investment that is not going to give me returns.
This guy's a long-winded fuck.
This guy is a moron. If he's this mad just because you didn't wear a sundress, F him.
One word, edit.
It says, I wish you the best in your search and hope that you find someone that is more on your level of what you want and need and are looking for. And she just responded back, you are kidding. And then after that, she said, I get blocked. My number on Facebook and Instagram. He blocked me all places.
You don't want this fucking energy
No,
anyway.
this is weird. This guy's weird.
She's like, I mean, what the hell?
Thank goodness you didn't show up in a sundress. You might have been in the trunk of his car.
Side
Yeah.
note, though, I do love a sundress on a woman. I think it looks very nice.
But you don't tell the girl what she has to wear for the date, not on the second effing date.
Well,
No, you wait till you're married.
She said I didn't wear the sundress because I'm having my period, so
all right.
he didn't even ask why, but that's it. And honestly, I was so attracted to him, I would have given it up pretty quickly if I'm being honest.
Whoa.
I feel shitty, embarrassed, weird about it all. How did I miss these red flags? And honestly, I really like this guy. I was excited to finally meet a professional, intelligent man who is attractive, and we both seem to want the same thing.
He's a douche.
Like you said in the text, what do you guys think? And how do I move past this? It makes me feel shitty, so shitty about myself.
You should not feel shitty about yourself. There's a million reasons why a girl doesn't want to wear a sundress. Yeah, you were on your period, but what if you just don't like your arms? Like, what if you don't feel confident in the way a sundress fits you and you prefer to cover up your arms and maybe show some cleavage? Like, if a man is telling you what you have to wear on your second date, run for the hills.
I'm not a big fan of ever telling anybody what the fuck to wear. I mean, the
He
balls.
doesn't have the right.
The ball's on me to ever tell anybody what I mean.
He doesn't know you like that.
Yeah,
He's doing you a favor, because if this is how controlling he is about what you wear on your second date and he's this upset that you didn't show up in a sundress, he's a psychopath.
You can't. Here's why I don't feel bad, because when you're dating, when you go out in that world, you're gonna have weird moments like this. This is part of the process.
Totally.
So don't feel, but just know it's a dime a dozen kind of a situation. When you are going out in the dating world, you're gonna have some war stories, and you're better for it. So I would look at this as a positive. Don't feel bad. Let's do this thing.
And I know some girls that are in it right now, and it can feel overwhelming because there seems like there's so many nutcases out there. But there really are so many nutcases out there. It's not you. Don't internalize whatever he's saying to you. He sounds like an idiot. He sounds like he's so self-absorbed. And if he's worried about gas money, girl, he don't have the kind of budget to take care of you.
Yeah, I mean, what
or
professional is
me.
going to break it down to that point and be like, it's
Gas money?
Gas money.
No, he's broke, okay?
Yeah.
Read between the lines there like we just did. This guy's broke and he can't
Right.
afford to take you out to dinner. You get what you want by him buying you dinner. No, I can buy my own fucking dinner. I'm looking for actual companionship, you dork.
If you're gonna be broke, you also can't be a dick face. You can't
He's
be a
both.
broke and a dick face.
He's
That's just,
broke,
it's a horrible
and
combination.
he's a dick face, and he's telling you what to wear. He's looking for any excuse of how to get out of this date and still make himself look like he's a power player. He's probably full of shit. And if you look into all these stories he's been telling you, why do you think he didn't have you come to his town? Probably because he lives in a shitty efficiency apartment. That's why he wanted to meet you halfway.
Probably,
He's
yeah.
probably full of lies and a leased car that he can't afford. That's probably what you've got on your hands here, and you just dodged a bullet.
Big time. Yep.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark sent in a message. He said, I know the subject was on yesterday's show, but I just can't let it go. First, there is no scientific proof that the moon affects humans mentally. And second, the moon is always full. You just can't see it all. So that blows that theory away.
Yeah. Thanks for.
Well, then if the moon's always full, why do they say half moon, quarter moon?
It's, I guess, the visibility.
That's what you can
That's
see.
what the reference is.
It affects the tides. We know that. We may be dumb, but we've read that.
Hey, thanks for coming to our moon party and taking a dump in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, you just shit on our moon.
Can you just let us be happy and stupid?
Right.
You sound like you'd be so much fun at parties.
Such a great way to be.
Is that the person who wrote that email? Is that the person they were talking about in the email prior?
Maybe it's that
date.
guy.
Yeah, right.
Golly, you got to ruin everything. You ruin dating. You ruin the moon.
The moon. Well, I don't know if you know this, Kev, but Magnolia is FMS, full moon sensitive.
She's very controlled by the moon.
FMS, it's a real thing.
Okay, FMS. That's the
Full
initial short.
moon sensitivity is my favorite thing
Oh,
ever.
my friend Kelly is the worst full moon sensitive. She literally goes into like weird psychosis, like almost howling. Like she is very controlled by the moon, and she will tell you. I should have her come in here and explain it to you.
But let me ask you this,
She has
though.
so many examples of her just going off her rocker.
Have we charted her on a quarter moon as well? Have we charted her on a half moon?
She has.
I
Could she
haven't.
just be batshit crazy most of the time?
I'm not saying
According
that,
to
Kevin.
her, she's charted it.
I'm just saying. You, first of all, probably shouldn't chart your own sanity. You should have someone chart it for you, and you should have outside sources.
Feels like a big project.
Kind of makes you
does.
sound insane when you're charting your own sanity.
It does. I kind of feel like it sounds insane when you're charting
just
the
the
moon.
fact that you're tracking your own sanity kind of makes you sound insane.
She's done it. She's done the work
I know.
But why she did the work is what we're questioning.
because she was flipping out a lot once a month.
Okay.
Once a month that lasted 3 weeks.
I got Lori here. I think it's the same question we've heard before, but she said, okay, Mags is 18. Is V going to give up the details about divorcing her dad?
Damn,
Do we get enough comments about that? I guess you can address that.
they're like coming for you.
I mean, like, what do they want to know? Like, specific?
Here's what you got to do, and I'm going to be honest. You have to wait till Virginia is legit real mad in the moment about something going on. She's not mad right now about anything. Everything went
It's all
smooth.
peaceful.
Yeah, so it's going to be hard to get that. You got to wait till something goes askew. Am I wrong?
You're so right. Because, we just had the party at my house, and I was like, okay, everybody can come. Your dad, all of his family, all the people that I know hate me. Sure, let them come in my house. Let's go. But her dad brought like all this food, and her dad was so nice. And her
You're going
dad
to be
was,
disappointed if she gives it to you now.
It's not going to be juicy now. Wait till they piss me off.
That's
Okay.
Jay Bird's right.
Yeah, she's ready to go.
Jay Bird's right. Damn it, you know me.
Okay.
It's scary.
It is. I don't like it.
It's scary, Daddy.
Little piece of advice here. Ryan G. from Lake Worth Beach sent in an email. He had situations in classes. Teachers are kind of dicky to him. It sounds like he was a dude that was pretty smart, and because they thought he wasn't paying attention, they would call him in front of the class. He would actually explain everything perfectly, and he was kind of getting detentions, suspensions, all that kind of stuff, just because he wasn't really paying attention to the certain point. And then he said, by the time Halloween 2006 came around, I knew it would be impossible to bring up my 1.2 GPA, so I just quit going to school altogether. Then I ran into my elementary principal, and they said, why aren't you in school? And I said, here's my situation with the teachers. He said, look, if you're over 18, just switch your teachers out. The computers will automatically reset your attendance record and GPA since you technically haven't been assigned any work yet. I thought it was too good to be true. So with 2 days left of the semester, I went into the front office. I demanded to switch out my teachers, ditch all electives, and the pointless AP and honors classes. I started the second semester with 4 easy classes instead of 7 difficult ones. And I left school at 11 in the morning and had the whole day to myself and finished the year with a 3.5 GPA. So if you're 18 and struggling with your teachers, go to the front office of your school and request new teachers. They have to by law.
Wow.
So I don't know. That's kind of crazy. If
That's
it's
an
true.
interesting angle I didn't realize was real.
Sounds like a TikTok fact.
It does. It doesn't sound a bit believable.
I
but-
believe every word you just said.
Sign TikTok Timmy.
Yeah. Michael had an interesting point. He said, I never thought somebody's birthplace could change, but mine has. Fort Bragg is now called Fort Liberty. So do I now put Fort Liberty down on forms or anything that asks for my birthplace?
Oh, that's tricky.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Michael, because I guess ironically, you and I were born at the same place. I too was born at Fort Bragg.
Whoa.
But I put down Pinehurst, North Carolina. That's you were, I assume, not born on the actual base because they don't have a hospital on the base. I was born at the hospital that's right next to the base in Pinehurst. So
You're a North Kakalaki baby.
yeah, I am. Yeah, my dad was in the Army, 82nd Airborne.
Did you know any of this? Did you know he was born in North Carolina?
I think I did,
That's not convincing.
but I'm not positive.
Whoa, I'm still learning shit about you.
I know,
which is
after all these years.
that's pretty
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, so we probably, Michael, were born in the same hospital, and that's in Pinehurst. So you just put down Pinehurst. So I've never put down Fort Bragg on my birthplace.
Do we know Kevin's dad was in the military?
Yes, we did know that.
Pants, you just saying there's a hospital on the base. So I don't know. I was an infant, so I don't know. But why I was not born there, I don't know. So my parents lived on the base. That's odd that they would drive off the base to have me born. But
My parents lived on the base too.
Look at this.
Yeah, there was some time when we lived on the base, then we moved off of the base.
I don't think I knew that about you either.
oh, Pants, you just said it's new. Okay.
See, it's the kind of shit I'll be talking about on my bread table talk. We get
Yeah.
into the wow. I'm still learning stuff about you.
So yeah, I would assume that you would probably just start putting down Fort Liberty because they did change the name. They're getting rid of a lot of Confederate generals that were on bases, and if you didn't know and are wondering why, General Bragg was a Confederate general that got the name.
people are saying we've talked about this before. You being born in North Carolina?
Probably, yeah. We talked about a lot of things you don't remember.
It's okay, dude.
You didn't remember either, dog. You did not remember Kevin was born in North Carolina.
But I'm not beating myself up about it.
I'll think about it all day.
If you could change your birthplace, where would you want to say you were born, he asks. He said, I'd choose the International Space Station. I could be a space baby and a citizen of Earth without the need for various passports. That is kind of interesting because, yeah, you do get certain benefits. Like, for instance, that was the thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger because he was never born in the U.S. He couldn't be president. So, the highest he could go was governor of California. Yeah. Interesting.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, it would be kind of cool. I see what you're saying. That would be kind of neat to be able to have, a kind of global residency. So that probably be the ultimate place. But what would it be like to be born? Can you imagine pushing a baby out? Would that be harder or easier? And then what happens with all the things that come out along with a baby if there's zero gravity?
How cool would this be? You're on a boat in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. Boom. Giving birth. You're born in the middle of the Bermuda
international waters.
Yeah,
if you're in
born
international
in the Bermuda
waters.
Triangle.
Yeah, I don't know what country you'd have residency if you're international waters. It might be the same thing, and you wouldn't have to do it in space.
That would be crazy. You're a Bermuda Triangle baby.
Yeah, I
like
don't
the
know.
sound of that.
Don't you just take whatever nationality your parents have then at that point? Like, I don't know.
What? So if you're Irish, you're born in Ireland. If you're born in the Bermuda Triangle,
Well, where do your parents' nationality? Where do they live? Where do your parents claim as home?
So if I'm born in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle and my parents are Irish, you're saying I'm going to be born in Ireland?
Well, you have to claim something, right?
That does not seem right.
Well, I think you probably, because your parents in residency, you'd have citizenship if your parents were still in Ireland. Now, if they were Irish American, then that would not work. Being born in international waters, then, yeah, what does that do? Let's say one day you want to be, does that eliminate you from being able to be president of the United States if you were technically born in international waters and not on American soil?
And is Virginia right if all of a sudden I have got Irish parents? It's Ireland. You're born in Ireland. Is that what happens? I don't
Even though you were pushed out in the Bermuda Triangle.
That's some.
If both your parents live in Ireland, are you now from Ireland?
That sounds like some wrong ass Virginia facts right there. There's no fucking
I'm
way.
not saying it's true. I'm just saying it feels right.
It feels so opposite of right.
Yeah. It feels right.
It feels good.
It does not feel good.
It feels perfect.
It doesn't make any sense.
People are saying, Virginia, get out $1. Get out $1.
Well, you can't claim the Bermuda Triangle as home.
But how badass is that story?
Yeah, well, it is interesting. Panchita said the flag of the ship is the identity, and that might be right. That could be what it is, because, yeah, that's true in a sense. There's something to that, whatever, because they got to fly a country's flag, I believe.
Oh, then
Well,
I would
remember
just,
my name of my boat was Bodylicious, so then my child would be from Bodylicious.
well, no,
That's
they're,
so
they're
stupid.
saying whatever flag. I know, Kevin. It's tough. No, they're saying if it was an American flag, you're not born. But would you be born just in America? That's where you say you're born?
Yeah, well, that'd be where the boat is registered, is where the flag would be. Now, does that have anything to do with, I'm just trying to figure out establishing citizenship. If you're in international waters, how do they determine that? Or are you just a person of the world?
Are you just a drifter?
Or if I got Russian parents, I guess I'm born in Russia, Kev, according to Virginia.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe we'll have an answer for you tomorrow. We usually bring up a question here, and then it gets answered, and then we'll get it for you tomorrow. Like Engineer Keith, we were talking about Neanderthals. What's that really? Chrissy Teigen?
Chrissy Teigen
She's
says
talking
she's
about-
part Neanderthal.
Yeah, and Engineer Keith dropping some knowledge on us said, yeah, Neanderthals were a subspecies of archaic humans that coexisted with Homo sapiens about 70 to 40,000 years ago. Neanderthals and Homo sapiens started to compete for resources about 30,000 years ago. Neanderthals eventually went extinct for reasons unknown, but not before Homo sapiens and Neanderthals got their fuck on. As a result of interbreeding, some modern-day humans have Neanderthal DNA, and the most any one person could have is about 2.3%. About 2% of my DNA is Neanderthal in origin. While
Wow.
2% is not a lot, it's more than most people have. I have more Neanderthal DNA than 97% of the population.
It's something we don't talk about a lot, but that is it wasn't that long ago we had another, species running around kind of like us. It's pretty fascinating.
That is. That's crazy.
And when's the last time you even thought about that?
Never.
That's the fucking problem, I feel like, Kevin. People don't think about these things.
Yeah.
I got too many other things to think about than the Neanderthals.
Okay.
You ever think about what was here before this was here?
Yeah.
What was the beginning?
What's under us?
Well, just how did it all start?
Do we all live on burial ground?
And everyone will go, oh, the Big Bang. Well, what was before the Big Bang? What was before that? That's always the question. You always ask.
Darkness, there was nothing.
Yeah, but what was before that?
What was before the darkness?
Yeah. Where'd the darkness come from? The darkness had to come from somewhere. It's not just darkness. It's got to generate from somewhere.
Just always was, and then till it wasn't.
That's the concept that I think that fucks with people. It just always was. The human brain can't get around that.
Mm-hmm.
We're designed beginning, middle, and end.
You just gave me a headache.
I know. I gave myself a headache. I'm sorry. And I can feel Kevin almost reaching for the fucking button of the music.
It's like,
Yep.
No! Damn it! I fucked it up for everyone.
what was before the darkness? Kevin's like, I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Stop asking me all these tricky questions.
That's the problem. Nobody knows Virginia. Nobody fucking knows.
All right. Well, thank you for your email. Send them to us, mail at kvjshow.com. Enjoy your Wednesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.